you know, we're not here to slam the word deep state, because deep state just represents, on the public side, the mere reflection, the corporate deep state mere reflection, everything we see going on out here in corporate life that we know is unbalanced and needs an audited balance brought to it. It's all just a reflection from, it's the inner reflection. The corporate outer world is the inner private reflection, the inner child that, you know, doesn't know any better. The inner child's not mature enough to solve real issues, real dilemmas, real problems. Although it has the capacity and potential. And it usually needs to be grown into through time. But there are some infants that are geniuses. And so, you know, so all these distractive efforts that don't get anything accomplished is just an infant's hope in looking to solve and bring an audited balance to things. Although a lot of the time the infant state of mind is one of purposely causing a unsolvable distractive issue rather than actually bringing into existence real remedies, a real balance, real audited balance, a real equality. So we're not here to slam, I'm not here to slam the deep state. In fact, I'm here to be the loving parent to the deep state, the inner child that I know that's there, and to help us through this so that we can see these things. And if we are individuals in the infant stage within the deep state, and even though we might be 60, 70 years old, you know, I'm here to lovingly say, you know, hey, you know, we all have this in the blood. We all share the same blood, and so there's no use for anyone to blame anyone, and then there's no use for anyone to blame ourselves or to get down on ourselves, to feel, you know, bad on ourselves. Although there are other people out there that, when we start seeing this particular inner child outer reflection reality, there are those individuals out there that haven't seen videos such as this one, nor, you know, have the understanding or the capacity or wherewithal, even if they did hear the video, to see what's really going on, to acknowledge ourselves in the mirror reflection, so to speak. And also remember, the outer mirror reflection also has influence on the inner thinking. See, it goes both ways. Our inner thinking brings the reflection to us, and also at the same time, the outer reflection influences the inner thinking. For instance, if all we see outside of us is destruction, most likely our inner thoughts are going to be full of destruction. And I like to use this example. People say, "Oh, everything has to die," and some of their most profoundest examples are, as they say, look in outer space, stars shoot in the sky, they die. Suns only last billions of years and they die. So they look at everything outside of them as the ultimate judgment for how they're going to think now. And I'm here to say, folks, everything outside of us doesn't have to die. It can live forever. All things have the capacity to live forever. So if we start training ourselves to have that outlook, then we can be less influenced by everything outside of us, the mere reflection, and start thinking for ourselves, which I call the human side, and bring our inner thinking to the forefront to influence everything outside of us so that it can start manifesting the mirror reflection through the power the audited balance power through the inner man or woman or child and cause things to start to manifest outside of us to start living forever. See? Anyway. This is information that's much needed in today's world, which I don't know anyone on YouTube that's sharing the information that I know to share. And so and I had one YouTuber send me a comment, let me know, that, brother, you could start a whole new movement. You have, this, and that. And, I pretty much, told him, because I got ESP. I can sense, when people are, kind of like wanting to, get things going on instead of being the change. That's always, let's get someone else to do it. And that's just the inner child, because whether people know it or not, the inner child does manifest itself, and it wants to try to get other people to do all the work. Or do the things that they don't have the courage to do, the courage to bring into existence the things that they don't have the courage to bring into existence. And I'm not slamming anyone. I'm just saying, these are what I see, And so, I basically, let the commenter know. I said, I'm not here to be anyone's hero, although I do have, I understand influence capacity, And what I didn't tell him in the comment is that, I am already in progress bringing about this movement, both publicly and privately. And my point, my point is this: it doesn't have to be done by a bunch of people getting together and proclaiming a group and saying we are the new movement. I didn't tell the YouTube commenter that. If that YouTuber comment wants to do that, that's up to him. But for me, I do things day by day, and everything changes. Day through day, and everything changes. And sometimes I'm more public and movement, and the other day I'm more private, and let's all do this individually. But it's a balance between the two. I'm not just all in, just all public. You can get a whole movement going. So I get balls rolling, then I back off, because I don't get stuck in the mud staying there. Balls moving into private and back off. It's a constant. Life is a lean, folks. These are some of the high universal auditing secrets. Not necessarily secrets, but they're there for everyone to grab hold of. Although they are somewhat secretive to people who can't see them yet. Secret is just a word for things that are unseen. Although everything has capacity to be seeable. But, so, anyway. Deep staters, YouTubers, commenters, I love you wherever you're at. And like I said, I call myself the Blasphema. That doesn't mean I'm the only Blasphema. I just happen to be the first ones to set up the Blasphema station. We can all be Blasphemas. We can all be equal. Blasphema is a medical word you look up in the medical dictionaries or books or whatnot. It's just the tip of the nerve that communicates with all the rest of the nerves that gets the amputation in the body regrowth. Do you know that the body has capacity to grow back fingers and arms? Oh yes. The Blasphema has not been contacting all the other nerves. The Blasphemas have been silenced. That's the inner child CIA, FBI that goes around blackmailing everyone. that starts opening their mouth and telling everybody all the secrets in life. And so, you know, eventually the first one breaks through where it can't be murdered and blackmailed anymore. I am that one. So, and I have a real wonderful handle on how to bring this audited balance into existence. And there's going to be others popping up too. So, but as it is right now, you know, there's always that first individual in all movements that speaks up at the round table and says, hey, and everybody says, wow, that's a wonderful idea. Let's give it a whirl and see where it goes. Because we can always edit it and add changes to it and, you know, shape it as it's growing. Anyway, hope you love that wonderful speech. Where did I learn all this information? Well, I took myself off utilities. I didn't have a job, didn't need a job, and I went out in the backyard with no utilities, no water, no electricity, and I just sat in the backyard and just meditated, just sat around thinking. And I had some cannabis too. Sometimes that kind of helped slow the thinking down a lot. But it is addictive, so you know, you do what you smoke. You use the cannabis to your whatevers. But and you know, the universe just showed me. I just lay out there in the backyard in the sun, and all of a sudden I just started following the thoughts. I started watching all the thoughts that were going on. But in order to get to that point, I did read some books through the years and had different things, you know, meditating on different things, thinking on different things, and you know, just who I am. I was born to do that, to be who I am. So it's all maturing, manifesting right now through this wonderfulness that we're in now with the international law, with the presidents and kings of nations bringing more balance into life. That's the blasphema. It's the inner reflection. So, anyway, we love you all. We're all in this together, and that's my hope, is to, you know, is just sharing the information, because that's sharing the knowledge so that people can have more understanding and love one another and not kill each other and not, but yet re-educate. And sometimes we do need disciplined forced education, and this and that, and it's just where we're at, because you know, there's some people out there that would rather use forced discipline re-education system. So, you know, I'm all volunteer, but you know, for the sake, some people are crying for prison times and all that, and this and that. And there's more creative solutions, but that's part of our bad habit as humanity. We tend to do that to one another. Anyway, it seems like it would be more inspirational just to sit everybody down at the round table and say, you've been caught doing this, we have the records, you can either admit it or not, you know, whether you want to or not, do it in your own time, but according to all the evidence, it looks like, you know, you've been hoarding a lot of stuff and causing a lot of traffic, child bankruptcy, dishonor to public policy and all that, and not a big deal. We all participate in it in one way or another. AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, they say admittance is the first step to healing. It's hard though. We see ourselves in the mirror. It could be done though. It could be accomplished. No more done. No more Dun Bradstreet numbers.